Greetings, seekers of the truth. Tonight, we journey to the end of the world, to a place shrouded in eternal ice and absolute secrecy, Antarctica. For decades, this desolate continent has been the focal point of the world's most explosive conspiracy theories. But what if they aren't theories? What if the ice wall isn't merely a geographic barrier, but a perimeter established to guard a discovery that would shatter our understanding of human history and technology? We are talking about an alleged secret base, a deep subterranean facility, and the reverse engineering of alien technology pulled from the ice. The timeline for this began not in the modern era, but immediately after World War II, with the infamous Operation High Jump, led by Admiral Richard E. Byrd. Officially, it was a scientific expedition. Unofficially, conspiracy lore suggests it was a desperate military hunt for a surviving Nazi last bastion. But the narrative quickly pivots. Byrd's mysterious, terse remarks upon returning hinted at something far grander, far more dangerous than mere Nazis. He spoke of hostile forces, of flying objects that could fly pole to pole, and that America must be ready to defend itself from attacks coming from beyond the ice. This is where the narrative shifts from Nazi relic hunting to extraterrestrial discovery. The theory is chillingly simple. A massive, ancient craft was found. Not just wreckage, but an intact, energy-emitting structure, buried for millennia beneath the rapidly melting ice sheets. The ultimate prize: zero-point energy. Leaks and whistleblowers describe the facility built around this find, not a base, but a highly compartmentalized, military-run laboratory. Its name, if it has one, is lost in the classified files. But its purpose is clear: reverse engineer the drive system, the power source, and the weaponry. The sheer scale of the operation demanded unprecedented levels of secrecy, enforced by the Antarctic Treaty, which, skeptics argue, is just a facade. The ice wall became the perfect cover. Nobody questions what lies beyond the reach of exploration, beyond the limits of civilian access. The global elite, from CEOs to heads of state, who frequently visit the area, aren't there for the penguins. They are there for demonstrations and briefings. Consider the anomalous speed of technological leaps in the late 20th century, the sudden jump from propeller planes to stealth jets, the unexplainable efficiency of our most cutting-edge propulsion systems. Could these advancements be the direct result of analyzing Antarctic scrap metal? The core of the technology reportedly deals with gravity manipulation, specifically controlling the gravitational field around an object to achieve silent, instantaneous movement. This is the engine behind the Tic-Tac UFOs documented by the Navy pilots. They didn't come from another galaxy. They came from the lab, deep under the ice. The question then becomes, if the US and its allies have successfully reverse-engineered this power, why are they keeping it a secret from the world? The answer is not energy dominance, but control. Free energy would collapse the oil and power industries, triggering a chaotic global transition. The elite decided that humanity is not ready for the truth, not ready for the technology, and certainly not ready for the origin of the technology. But the secrecy extends beyond earthly concerns. It speaks to a protocol established for interstellar contact, designed to be handled exclusively by military-industrial complexes. This protocol, known internally as Project Looking Glass, doesn't just manage contact. It allegedly predicts future timeline probabilities based on the technology's deployment. The terrifying reality is, the current timeline, where this truth is suppressed, is the one the elite believe gives them the highest chance of survival. Let's delve into the security infrastructure. Whistleblower reports frequently mention a system known only as Project Kronos, operating within the base. Kronos is alleged to be an adaptive defense grid, capable of neutralizing both conventional and non-conventional threats, specifically any aerial intrusion near the base. The treaty prevents nuclear deployment, but it says nothing about gravimetric weapons. This base is the perfect laboratory for weaponizing a manipulated gravity field. This brings us back to the DUMBs, the deep underground military bases. The Antarctic facility is the crown jewel, but it is not isolated. Insiders suggest a massive, subterranean transport system, a high-speed magnetic levitation track, connects this base to other key strategic points across the globe. The construction of these tunnels, over decades, required the very technology they were trying to conceal: advanced energy drills and earth-boring vehicles. Technology stolen from the ice. The elite are preparing for one of two scenarios. First, a global energy collapse once the alien power source is fully weaponized and unleashed. First scenario. Second, and far more terrifying, they are preparing for the return of the original owners of that technology, who they now possess. Second scenario. The Antarctic base isn't just a lab, it's ground zero for a potential interstellar conflict. A doomsday scenario triggered by mankind's arrogance. This entire operation is the ultimate global insurance policy, where the assets are not money, but knowledge and the ability to survive the inevitable reckoning. The final terrifying connection is this: if the technology is already weaponized and the bunkers are already built, what are they waiting for? The warming of the planet is a slow-motion clock counting down to this global exposure. The ice wall is thinning, and the secret cannot hold. The psychological warfare waged against the public to distract us from Antarctica is a massive campaign of disinformation. They don't want us looking south. They want us debating politics, chasing cryptocurrency, and fearing the small threats, while ignoring the God-level threat emerging from the ice. The true ice wall isn't what prevents us from reaching the edge. It's what prevents us from reaching the truth about what our governments are doing at the center. Every unexplained sighting of a silent, fast-moving vehicle, every technological patent that seems to defy physics, is a ripple from that Antarctic lab. The power is real. The alien presence is established, and the elite are banking on that ice wall, holding long enough for them to develop an escape plan for themselves. They don't want to save humanity. They want to preserve their power structure in the aftermath of a global event they themselves helped instigate. What do you think? Is the Antarctic Treaty truly a shield for science, or a gatekeeper for the deepest secret on Earth? The implications of this secret are vast, spanning physics, geopolitics, and our very definition of reality. We must be prepared for what the melting ice will reveal. The truth, as always, is waiting to be uncovered. Keep your eyes on the skies, and more importantly, below the ice.